Investing in U.S. real estate. It's the best rental investing market in the world. And today we're going to dive deep into how this can all happen for you. Here we are at our very first rental property. Hey everyone, I'm Clayton Morris, longtime real estate investor, founder of Morris Invest. We're a turnkey company, so we work with investors all over the world to buy assets. Now, over the years, we've worked with investors in China, New Zealand, Canada, Australia, you name it, Zanzibar. And there's a common theme among all of these investors. We would talk with them on the phone, and there's no way I could buy the affordable properties that you guys have in the United States here in Australia. That same 900 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, is going to cost $400,000 here in Australia. Or the same thing is true in Canada or the UK. Just ridiculously expensive. And of course, they also don't get the tax benefits that we have here in the United States. So that's why so many investors come to the United States and invest here. So let's dive into 5 different key areas and things you need to put in place to build real estate portfolio here in the United States if you are from overseas. Now, there are just a few more kind of hoops and hurdles that you have to jump through as a foreign investor that a US-based investor, a U.S. citizen, might not have to pay for, deal with in order to buy properties. Step 1 in this process is that you have to work with a team. You cannot do this on your own, as much as you might like to do it on your own. If you're international, it simply defies the laws of physics. You're going to have to reach out to a team that can help you find properties, can help you jump through the hoops and hurdles to get you set up with an LLC and all of those other things additionally, working with a great property management team. So you've got to find a great team. Don't think that you can piece this all together on your own. I've worked with investors who did that and tried to piece it together on their own from New Zealand and other countries, and they end up having big problems because now they're having to chase all sorts of people to make it all come together under one roof. You simply don't want to do that. You got to work with a team. The next up is number 2, the business entity. You got to set up an LLC or a C corporation, but it all depends, of course, on where you live and what entity you need to set up. We've partnered with our friends over at Corporate Direct, and you'll save $100 off the sign-up fee for setting up an LLC. The link is below. By the way, Garrett Sutton is the creator of that company. He is Robert Kiyosaki's attorney, so check that link out below. They work with all of our international clients. They are fantastic, and they will get you taken care of and set up with the proper entity based on where you live. Now, you'll also want to check out and work with a great tax team as well. And we work with Wealthability. If you've heard us here talk on the show before, you know that Tom Wheelwright's team, an amazing tax team, they've helped so many of us, myself included, set up their entities properly and figure out their tax structure so they know how much they can pay in taxes every year or not pay. And the benefit of working with the team at Wealthability. Again, all links below in the description below to help you get set up with them. All right, so we've working with a team. Number 2, we got our LLC or business entity set up. And number 3, we need an EIN number, okay? That is a U.S. designated employer identification number from the U.S. government. It's very easy to do. Don't have to pay for it. It's totally free. Just go to irs.gov. We'll have a link below which will take you right there to set up your EIN number. It takes you 5 minutes and you'll get that EIN number. You'll need that. Hang on to that. It's very, very important. Step 4 is to get a property. And now this is probably the easiest part of the process because if you're working with a realtor, you're working with some other team that can get you a property like us, like Morris Invest. That's what we do. Find a property, then we work with our contractors that we work with to renovate their property, and then we work with third-party property management teams that will property manage the property so that you're receiving monthly cash flow. So that part, if you're working with a team, can kind of come together pretty quickly. You'll just have to have that other financial stuff in place in order to close on the property. And that brings us to step 5. In order to get the bank account set up, the bank will need to see a purchase agreement for the property. Now, you already have the entity, you already have your EIN number. Now you just need a purchase agreement under the name of your entity, right? So John's Wealth Holdings LLC can now purchase the property and set up a bank account. So step 5, taking it to that U.S. bank in order to set up a bank account, they'll need to see that purchase agreement in order to facilitate that sale. That's really it. there are not many other layers and hoops and hurdles that you have to jump through here. But that's why working with a great team at Corporate Direct, again, the link is below where you'll save $100 off your sign-up fee for setting up a business entity, or working with a great team like Tom Wheelwright's team over at Wealth Ability for all of your tax strategy. That's who we use to set up all of our entities. That's who does our tax planning. So that's my recommendation to you, but you can use whomever you want, right? You can use, TurboTax or any other number of sources that you want to use. We use them because we believe in them, and they've saved us thousands and thousands of dollars with their tax strategy. So again, as a foreign investor, it's not terribly difficult to invest in the United States. The biggest hurdle for a lot of foreign investors is that US bank account, because a tenant is not going to be sending money overseas to some bank account in the United Kingdom. It has to go into a US bank account, the way that this property management teams will unfold that money for you. So again, a few more hoops and hurdles, but not much. If you have any questions at all, we'd love to help you out. You can join us and book a call with our team at Morris Invest. We work with a lot of clients internationally to help them get set up on their rental properties. So thank you so much for subscribing. We have a lot of great videos here to help you get started on the path to wealth building with real estate. Now go out there, take action, become a real estate investor, because I believe it's the #1 way to build wealth. We'll see you next time, everyone.